Welcome to this explainer. Okay, let's just dive right in. Today, we're going to unpack and hopefully solve one of the absolute trickiest problems in distributed systems design. Seriously, if you've ever built or even just studied microservices, you already know that getting them to talk to each other is one thing, but making them reliable when things inevitably go wrong? Yeah, that's an entirely different beast. So we're looking at a pretty brilliant architectural solution today known as the Saga Pattern.
And this right here is really the crux of everything we're covering. How do you hit undo across multiple microservices? I mean, in a monolithic system, it's easy, right? You just roll back a single database transaction and you're done. But in modern distributed systems, your databases are completely isolated from one another. So if you have a multi-step operation spanning 3 different services and it literally fails on the very last step, what do you do? How do you handle that failure? Well, that is the exact question we're going to figure out today. Here is our roadmap for this explainer. First, the distributed transaction problem. Then, breaking down the saga. After that, we'll cover the compensating transaction, choreography versus orchestration, real-world applications, and finally, designing for graceful failure. I promise, this will clearly and logically guide you from the core problem all the way to some real-world architectural design. Let's get right into it.
Section 1. The distributed transaction problem, the core problem.
To really get why we need a new solution, we kind of have to look at why the old way is broken. Imagine you're booking a vacation online. Step 1, your flight is confirmed, awesome. Step 2, your hotel is confirmed, great. But then on step 3, the car rental service just throws an error. Because these are entirely separate microservices, you don't have some magical global undo button to just cancel the flight and hotel at the exact same time. The flight database literally knows nothing about the car database.
Now, for years, the standard answer to this exact problem was two-phase commit, or 2PC. That essentially puts a massive global lock across all your databases until every single step is ready, and only then does it commit them all at once. Sounds safe, right? But there's a massive catch. Traditional 2PC absolutely kills availability. It's super expensive operationally, it creates these huge bottlenecks, and if even one service is running slow, the whole entire system just grinds to a halt. In modern, fast-paced microservices, destroying your system's availability is literally the exact problem we need to avoid.
Section 2. Breaking down the saga. A new approach.
Since we know we can't rely on global locks anymore, we need a fundamentally different strategy. Enter the Saga Pattern. It's basically a sequence of local transactions where each step commits to its own separate database. So instead of trying to wrap the flight, the hotel, and the car into one giant fragile transaction, we just break the whole thing down. The flight service simply commits its local database transaction and it's done. Then the hotel service commits its own local transaction. We're taking this massive, risky global transaction and turning it into smaller, easily manageable local commits.
Section 3. The compensating transaction. The undo action. Okay, you're probably thinking, wait a minute, if we ditch global locks and just do local commits, what actually happens when something fails downstream? Well, the heart of the Saga pattern is the compensating transaction. Think of this as your designated undo action. Since the flight and the hotel were already successfully committed to their own respective databases, we can't just magically roll them back. Instead, we actually have to fix downstream failures by explicitly executing entirely new business logic to reverse those earlier successful steps. It sounds crazy, but we're basically moving forward to fix the past. Let's walk through exactly how this plays out. Step 1, a local commit succeeds. Say, the flight is booked. Step 2, a downstream service fails. So the car rental crashes. Step 3 is where the magic happens. That failure doesn't take down the whole system. Instead, it seamlessly triggers a compensating transaction. The system automatically fires a command back to the flight service saying, hey, run your cancellation logic and refund the customer. It's a really elegant backward recovery process.
Section 4. Choreography versus orchestration. Saga coordination.
So now that we know we need this sequence of local commits and compensations, how do engineers actually coordinate all of this? There are 2 distinct ways to build a saga: choreography and orchestration. You can think of choreography like an event-driven, decentralized dance. There's no central boss, services just listen for events, do their thing, and shoot out new events. Orchestration, on the other hand, is a command-driven centralized conductor. You literally build a dedicated Saga orchestrator service that tells everyone exactly what to do, waits for their replies, and commands compensations if things go south.
Let's quickly weigh the trade-offs here, because this is where the real architectural decisions get made. With choreography, the coordinator is completely decentralized, which means your services are wonderfully decoupled. They only talk via events. But as your system scales up, trying to trace a single workflow across a dozen independent services gets incredibly hard, and the complexity just explodes. Orchestration solves that visibility problem. With a central conductor, you can easily see the exact state of the workflow, keeping complexity manageable. The catch? Coupling. Your services now have to know about and talk directly to the orchestrator. It's a classic engineering trade-off.
Section 5. Real-world applications. Sagas in the wild. Where is this actually being used out in the wild? Honestly, everywhere. This pattern handles massive scale across the tech industry every single day. Take e-commerce. A single purchase kicks off a Saga. Process the order, check credit, reserve inventory, capture payment. If the payment fails, the Saga just triggers a compensation to put the inventory back on the shelf. Video platforms use it for subscription creation, payment, and feature activation. Ride-hailing apps use it to link your ride request to a driver and then finally capture payment. The Saga pattern has completely replaced the need for global locks in these high-volume, multi-service operations.
Section 6. Designing for graceful failure. Embracing trade-offs.
To really pull this pattern off, you have to fully embrace a specific engineering philosophy. These are the ultimate trade-offs you're accepting. Yes, you get highly scalable, lock-free systems, but because a Saga takes time to complete, partial states become visible. A user might literally see their flight as booked for a few seconds before the system compensates and cancels it. On top of that, you absolutely must build idempotent consumers. That just means if a network hiccup causes an event to fire twice, your system has to be smart enough to spot the duplicate and process it safely without, refunding the user 2 times.
Which brings us to a foundational concept in modern architecture, eventual consistency. Because partial states are temporarily visible during a Saga process, your system isn't instantly consistent everywhere all at once. But eventually, all the nodes and databases reach the correct final state. That temporary inconsistency is a totally acceptable trade-off for getting a robust, highly available system that doesn't just buckle under heavy traffic.
It all really boils down to this. Sagas replace two-phase commit, which is operationally expensive and introduces distributed locking that kills availability. That is exactly why we go through the headache of designing complex, compensating transactions, orchestrators, and idempotent consumers. We are happily trading that old, slow illusion of global perfection for a fast, highly available reality of localized commits and graceful rollbacks.
So I want to leave you with one final thought today. Look at your own architecture and ask yourself, is your compensation logic actually worth the benefit of high availability? Building a Saga isn't free. It takes careful design, state tracking, and really complex undo actions. But when you are building at true scale, it is very often the exact pattern you need to keep your system fast, decoupled, and reliably resilient. Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer. Keep building smart systems, and I'll catch you on the next one.